Man, man, fucking hot, peaceful, desert, you know? So shalom to you brothers out there. All praises to the Most High's only begotten Son and the Holy Spirit, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Peace and mercy to the 1/3 and 144. All right, 1/3 out of every people, tongue, and nation, and 12,000 out of each tribe of Israel. 12 stars, 12 gates, 12 sons, 12 patriarchs, man. So, I'm in the book of Judges right now. But, before I get into this lesson, I just want to say a few things to those that were watching, family, Israel. The ones that were watching me, you know what's going on, man. You've been here the whole time. You know that we're on a flat plane. You know that we are the story. Why do we read the story? To keep ourselves in line, to keep ourselves moving, so we don't become, shipwrecked or stuck on the side of the road. That's the way I look at it. So, last night I was across the street from my apartments, just chilling with my dog, looking at the stars and everything like that. And I was watching a lot of videos. I was watching Benjamin. I was watching spiritual life lessons, and I didn't get to finish spiritual life lessons, but it's good that the brothers, they're teaching the new covenant, man. It's beautiful because different levels requires different persons, and so the Lord is sent for prophets, teachers, pastors, different people after His own heart to do what He has to do. Now, when it comes to the new covenant, I know about the new covenant. I'm a minister of the new covenant. What's a little different about me is I also go into the Old Testament as well, because I'm a fallen angel. I'm Israel. I'm sent on a mission to glorify the Lord and to speak the story. That's what keeps me in check, and I have to do this because I'm surrounded. But I don't fear, but I'm letting you know the reality of the situation. But yeah, it's good that brothers are doing those lessons. The only thing I tell you, brothers, spiritual life lesson is to look into the name, man, because the Lord is not no pagan name. He's not no Phoenician name. He's not any of that, bro. If we're going to be teaching the truth, let's teach everything that's according to the scriptures, because that's what's important within the congregation. That's what's important in these last days, man. And that's what brothers got to rise up to, and say, even if we get kicked out the synagogue, it don't matter. Even if we get cast out, or guys make fun of me, or guys say this about me, it don't matter, man, because at the end of the day, man, the Lord is the one that's going to vindicate you. He's the one that's going to justify you, not the world, not men. So the name, look into it. Exodus chapter 3, look what He told Moses. Yeah, but we brothers keep going in. I was also watching Benjamin as well, and the brother, he knows what time it is, man. Keep going in, brother. See, the thing is, when it comes to the story, I can't really speak the story, even though I can. I can. When you've been given a lot more, so I just listen, I pay attention, I see everything that's going on, and it plays out in my spirit, man. And I'm very grateful, honestly. I'm thankful for everything that the Lord is giving me. Even though it may not seem like it, even though, He's always mad, and He's always in this, He's mad at the world. In a certain instance, I am mad, but I'm also blessed in so many ways that I can't even explain. I've been given family, I've been given friends, I've been given this knowledge of who I am. I've been given a car that gets me to and fro. I've been given a one-bedroom tent. I've been given a whole lot of stuff. And that's why with all this responsibility I've been given, much more is required of me. I have to do a whole lot more. It's not really up to me. Even if I try to run away like Jonah, He's going to bring me right back and have me finish what I'm doing. This is what I understand for myself, because I'm literally living this stuff every fucking day. I'm literally going through this shit every fucking day. And I take it cheerfully. I really do. I do. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing in these last days when it comes to the Matrix and when it comes to Israel. I'm watching everything that's taking place, paying attention, I'm staying on my post. And sometimes I can swerve lanes. I can go over here and go over there. But, I'm staying in my own lane. And I'm just glorifying him as much as I can. Because the carnal riches don't fucking matter. This shit don't fucking matter. This matrix don't matter. It's all about the spiritual riches. That's what's going to profit at the end of all this, man. So, let me get into this. I know I've just been talking, but sometimes I just got to slow down, take a deep breath, and just talk and express myself. The book of Judges, chapter 1, it says, the book of Judges stands in stark contrast to Joshua. In Joshua, an obedient people conquer the land through trust in the power of the Most High. In Judges, however, a disobedient and adulterous people are defeated time and time again because of their rebellion against the Most High. So if we look at everything that was happening with Israel, why did we keep on going to captivity after captivity after captivity? Because we were really rebellious. We were very hard-headed. We were very stiff-necked. We started worshiping these different idols and going in onto these different nations. And, we pretty much got away from our God. And so he brought these curses upon us. So me being who I am, the story, you're seeing it play out in real time. And that's what's so interesting about this position I've been given. What does it all mean? What does it all mean? I don't really understand it all. All I know is he's been guiding me. He's not going to forsake me. Just like he didn't forsake Israel. It says in 7 distant cycles of sin to salvation, Judges show how Israel has set aside God's laws and in its place substituted that which was right in its own eyes. The recurrent result of abandonment from God's laws is corruption from within and oppression from without. During the nearly 4 centuries spanned by this book, God raises up military champions to throw off the yoke of bondage and to restore the nations to pure worship. But all too soon, the sin cycles begins again as the nations, here they come, as the nation's spiritual temperature grows steadily colder. The Hebrew title is Shophatim, meaning judges, rulers, deliverers, or savers. Shofet not only carries the idea of maintaining justice and settling disputes, but it's also used to carry liberating and delivering. First, the judges deliver the people, then they rule and minister justice. The Septuagint used the Greek equivalent of this word, kriti, judges. The Latin Vulgate call it liber judicum. Liber judicum. Interesting. The book of Judges, this book could also appropriately be titled the book of failure. I turn my eyes for 1 second and look up, and this asshole's right here. So let me get into the story I wanted to get into. Let's go to Judges chapter 9. Hey there, buddy. What's up, brother? Let me get this real quick. Honestly, sometimes I'd be like, man, do I just, fight back? Do I just troll them just like they troll me? You know what I'm saying? Do I do that, or do I just just put it off and just say fuck it, just ignore it? Yes. Anyways, man. Let's see here. $17. No. There we go. Judges chapter 19. So we had all types of different judges. We had Gideon, we had Samson, we have Deborah and Barak, we have Jephthah. So in this instance, we have the Levite. Judges chapter 19 and verse 1. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel that there was a certain Levite sojourning in the side of Mount Ephraim, who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. And his concubine played the whore against him and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months. and her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her again, having the servants with him, and a couple of asses, and she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet her. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days, so that he did eat and drink and lodged there. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he arose up to depart. And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, Comfort thy heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the men, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thy heart be merry. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. And he arose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort thine heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat both of them. So what's taking place right here? You got this Levite, he has his concubine. She plays the whore. And she goes back to her father's house. Verse 9. So he goes after her. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servants, his father-in-law, and the damsel's father said unto him, Behold, now the day draweth towards evening. I pray you, tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. I lodge here, that thine heart may be merry, and tomorrow get you up early on your way, that thou mayest go home. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed, and came over against Jebus, which is Jerusalem. And there was with him 2 asses saddled, his concubine also with him. Satan. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent, and the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn in unto the city of the Jebusites, and lodge in it. And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger, that is not of the children of Israel, who will pass over unto Gibeah. And he said unto his servant, Come and let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night, in Gibeah or in Ramah. And they passed on and went their way, and the sun went down upon them, when they were by Gibeah, which belonged to Benjamin. And they turned aside thither to go in and to lodge in Gibeah. And when he went in, he sat him down in the street of the city, and there was no man that took the men into his house to lodge in. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field that evening, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah, but the men of the place were Benjamites. And when he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, Whither goest thou? And whence comest thou? And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, towards the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence am I, and I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am now going to the house of the Lord, and there is no man that receiveth me to house. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for thy handmaid, and for the young man which is with thy servants. There is no one of anything. And the old man said, Peace be with thee. Howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me, only lost not in the street. So he brought him into his house. See, I start stuttering because I keep getting distracted by this fucking matrix, man. So he brought him into his house and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet, and did eat and drink. Now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, a man of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about, and beat at the door and about, and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into thy house, that we may know him. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto him, and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so wickedly. Seeing that this man is coming to my house, do not this folly. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. It says, Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now, and humble you them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you. But unto this man do not so vow a thing. Right, so what is he saying? They were trying to, some of the Benjamites were wicked in a way that they were trying to rape this guy right here. So what does he do? He gives his concubine. But the man would not hearken unto him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go. So what did they do to her? They ravished her. They fucked her. They went in onto her. Then came the woman in the dawning of the day and fell down at the door of the man's house, where her lord was, till it was light. And her lord rose up in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And he said unto her, Up, and let us go, and let us be going. But none answered. She was dead. Then the man took her up upon an ass, and the man rose up and got him unto his place. And when he was coming to his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine and divided her together with her bones into 12 pieces and sent her throughout all the coast of Israel. And it was so that all that saw it said, There was no such deed done nor seen from the day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and speak your minds. So what happens? The Levite, he cuts up the concubine, sends them throughout all the different coasts of Israel as a message. So this is pretty much what ignites the war between Benjamin and the rest of the tribes, because of what Benjamin did. You know, Benjamin, they're the ones that fucked everything. They're the ones that they're a warrior tribe, man. That's why I understand Benjamin. That's why I know Benjamin, bro. Trust me, I get it. Let's keep on going. So I'm just gonna get to the main points. We know the story already. Verse 4, and the Levite, the husband of the woman that was slain, answered and said, I came into Gibeah and that belonged to Benjamin. I and my concubine to lodge, and the man of Gibeah rose up against me and beset the house round about me by night and thought to have slain me. And my concubine have been forced that she is dead. And I took my concubine and cut her in pieces and sent her throughout all the country of the inheritance of Israel, for they have committed lewdness and falling in Israel. Behold, you are all the children of Israel, give here your advice and counsel. And all the people arose as one man, saying, We will not any of us go to his tent, neither will we any of us turn to his house. But now this will be the thing which we'll do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it, and we'll take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 out of 10,000, to fetch victual for the people, that they may do when they come to Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all the folly that they have wrought in Israel. So all the men of Israel were gathered together against the city, knit together as one man. And the tribes of Israel sent men throughout all the tribes of Benjamin, saying, What wickedness is this that thou hast done among you? Now therefore deliver us the men, the children of Belial, which are in Gibeah, that we may put them to death and put away evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin will not hearken to the voice of their brethren, the children of Israel. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities to Gibeah to go out to battle against the children of Israel. So they're at war, pretty much right now. Let's keep going. And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the cities 26,000 men that drew swords, besides the inhabitants of Gibeah, which should number 700 chosen men. Among all this people were 700 chosen men left-handed. Everyone could sling stones at a hair's breadth and could not miss. So the Benjamites could sling from the left, and they could sling from the right. And the men of Israel besides Benjamin were numbered 400,000 men that drew swords. All these were men of war. And the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of God and asked counsel of the Most High and said, Which of us should go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah should go up first. So Judah was the first one to say, Hey, we're going to go and fight against these Benjamites. And the children of Israel rose up in the morning in the camp against Gibeah. And the men of Israel went out to battle against Benjamin, and the men of Israel put themselves in array to fight against them at Gibeah. And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed them to the ground of the Israelites that day, 20 and 2,000. And the man of Israel encouraged himself and set the battles again in array in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Israel went up and wept before the Lord even evening, and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, "So I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother?" And the Lord said, Go up against them. Go and fight against them again. And the children of Israel came near against the children of Benjamin the second day, and Benjamin went forth against them out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed down to the ground of the children of Israel again 18,000 men, all these that drew the sword. Then all the people of Israel and all the people went up and came up unto the house of God, and wept and sat there before the Lord, and fasted that day until evening, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. Right, so what kept happening to the tribes? They kept getting beaten. Why? Because Benjamin was a warrior tribes. They were not easily defeated. They wasn't easily defeated, man. So let's keep going. 27. And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before in those days, saying, Shall I yet go again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? And the Lord said, Go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into thy hand. And Israel set liars and wearied round about Gibeah. And the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin on the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah as at other times. And the children of Benjamin went out against the people, and were drawn away from the city. And they began to smite of the people, and kill as at other times in the highways, of which one goes up to the house of God, and the other to Gibeah, in the field about 30 men of Israel. And the children of Benjamin said, They are smitten down before us, as at the first. But the children of Israel said, Let us flee, and draw them from the city, even unto the highways. And the men of Israel rose up out of their place, and put themselves in array at Baal Tamar, and the liars in way of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Gibeah. And there came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and the battle was sore, but they knew not the evil was near them. And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel, and the children of Israel destroyed out of Benjamin that day 20 and 5,000, and 100 men, and all these drew the sword. So what happened? They set a snare. They got them out of the city. They came down to the field. They overtook them from the front and from the back. So the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten, for the men of Israel gave place to the Benjamites, because they trusted unto the layers in wait which they had set besides Gibeah. So I'm just going to get to the point in the story. Because the Benjamites were smitten, so there was only a few of Benjamin left. Literally, they were almost eradicated by the children of Israel. Verse 21, chapter 21. Now the men of Israel had sworn in Mizpah, saying, There shall not any of us give his daughters unto Benjamin to wife. And the people came to the house of the Most High, and abode there till even before God, and lifted up their voices and wept sore, and said, O Lord God of Israel, why is this come to pass in Israel, that there should be this day one tribe lacking in Israel? And it came to pass on the morrow that the people rose early, and built there an altar, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel said, Who is there among all the tribes of Israel that came not up with the congregation unto the Lord? For they had made a great oath concerning him that came not up to the Lord of Mizpah, saying, He shall surely be put to death. And the children of Israel repented them for Benjamin, their brother, and said, There is one tribe cut off from Israel this day. How shall we do for wives and for them that remain, seeing we have sworn by the Lord that we will not give them of our daughters to wife? And they said, what one is there of the tribes of Israel that came not up to Mizpeh to the Lord? And behold, there came none to the camp from Jabesh Gilead to the assembly. For the people were numbered, and behold, there were none of the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead there. And the whole congregation sent thither 12,000 men of the valiantness, and commanded them, saying, Go and smite the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword. With the edge of the sword, with the women and the children. And this is the thing that you should do. You should utterly destroy every male and every woman that has lain by men. And they found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had known no man by lying with any male, and they brought them unto the camp to Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock of Rimmon, and to call peaceably unto them. And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives which they saved the life of the woman of Jabesh Gilead, and yet so they sufficed them not. And the people repented them for Benjamin, because that the Lord had made a breach in the tribes of Israel. Then the elders of the congregation said, How shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? So, if it wasn't for these wives, well, let me keep on going. Then it said, Behold, there is a feast of the Lord in Shiloh, yearly in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goes up from Bethel to Shechem, and on the south of Lebonah. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, Go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and see, and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances. Then come ye out of the vineyards, and catch you every man his wife, or the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. And it shall be, when their fathers or their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, Be favorable, we reserve not to take each man his wife in the war, for you did not give unto them at this time that you should be guilty. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives according to the number of them that danced, whom they caught. And they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired the cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family, and they went out from thence, every man to his inheritance. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. What didn't the Levite understand? Benjamites, they're a fierce tribe, man. They're a fierce tribe, and they're they're a leader tribe. You see what I'm saying? So just to get to the point, man, I understand, brother. I understand. Benjamin, they can't be a tribe that perished out of Israel this day. So that's why Benjamin had to take the wives of the daughters of Shiloh that were dancing in the vineyards. Because we can't have a tribe perish from Israel. Benjamin, he's really special. He's really special, man. I'm always going to stand up for those that are of my family. So pretty much with that, all praises to the Most High, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. Peace and mercy to the 1/3 and the 144. You brothers out there, keep the faith and endure. I didn't even know I went this long. Hopefully you brothers can recognize what I was saying, man. It plays out in my spirit. Hey, Shalom.